And we are recording. So, hi everyone,
Hmm.
I'm here with Nikhil Sasidharan. He's my friend from school, currently studying. I'll let him introduce himself. Nikhil, how are you?
I'm fine, Raghav. I'm very fine. I am currently studying. I'm currently doing my master's in chemical engineering
Mm-hmm.
from BITS Pilani Goa campus. I had completed my BTech from NIT Durgapur,
Right.
and I had a job offer at hand from Honeywell UOP in Gurgaon. I'm waiting for my college to end so that I can join my office.
Yeah, okay.
How are you?
I'm good actually. It's nice that I got a chance to talk to you so that we can record this.
Likewise.
I have more interviews lined up and you're one of the first. So it's really nice that you took this time to talk to me.
My pleasure, ma'am. When you asked, I couldn't refuse.
Okay, so let's start. My first question is always, who are you, what do you do, and what is your side project? So, introduce yourself.
Uh,
You already talked about you're a student. Give me a little
yeah,
more detail.
well, I am a student of chemical engineering. I did my bachelor's from NIT Durgapur, as I already mentioned. I completed that in 2016 and I immediately joined BITS Pilani, Goa campus. I'm doing my master's right now in my topic of vapor liquid equilibrium. Possibly there is a paper publication involved in my work.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, if by God's grace agar ho gaya to it's good. I'm a student right now, so I'm not really working, but I have a job offer lined up at Honeywell UOP in Gurgaon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to work for that company and looking forward to finishing my college and starting the new job.
So, when are you graduating from BITS Pilani?
This summer itself, around May,
Okay.
and I'm not exactly sure of joining my new company because I'm a bit confused about the dates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Indian format or American format. I don't know which format they have given me the dates in. So I'm very excited to join my new company. And talking about my side projects, I'm very much into football. I play football regularly. I watch football regularly. I had almost made into my bachelor's college team in football, but unfortunately I broke my leg just around 2-3 days before my trials.
Right.
I fell down from the stairs and I broke my leg. So unfortunately I've not been. And also I'm very much into wrestling, as you would know.
Uh-huh.
I'm a regular of wrestling these days. I constantly keep myself updated. I still haven't watched the video too, but yeah, I am very much into wrestling as well.
Okay. So I'll ask my next question about football. You said you follow regularly and that you almost reached your college team in your bachelor's. So what got you interested in football? What do you enjoy about it? Like, why do you watch football and why do you play football?
Basically, I started watching football as a very young kid. What interested me was that you had to control. It was one of the first sports which I saw that you could control the ball with only your feet, and where no hands was involved. It's sort of a passion these days. It's sort of a passion. I just play as a stress relief. I play football. I watch football as stress relief. Basically, what got me so much into football was the fact that I was refused to be taught football by my parents. Should not be saying I am in a jovial way, in a light-hearted way. I was refused to be taught. I had asked them for football coaching, but they had said that football has no future. So, that was exactly what got me so much into football.
Right.
Because I became really interested to learn then. And I have not got a formal education in football or whatever, however little I know to play, is only by learning and seeing others play. I have never received it. It's more of a passion that I was wanting to do something on my own. It's actually the only sport which I have wanted to play on my own. So, and I was refused. Anger, the childish anger was always there. Karna hi hai. I have to do it. So that is what actually got me so much into football. And these days is more of a passion. It's more of a stress buster than nothing else.
So when you watch football, like which leagues do you watch and who are your teams?
I watch 4 leagues. I watch the English Premier League, which is known all over the world.
Uh-huh.
I watch the Spanish League. I watch the Italian League, and I also watch sometimes the league. But mostly I follow the Italian, the Spanish, and the English leagues. You asked me about my favorite teams. In the English League, English Premier League, my favorite team is Manchester United. Always has been. It's my first love. I have always been attached to it since my childhood. In Spain, my preferred team is Barcelona, particularly only who play, not Messi. It's Andres Iniesta. He has been my favorite ever since I first seen him play. And in the Italian league, it's Inter Milan because the way they used to play under Jose Mourinho, that was really fascinating. But these days they have gone down into a bit of a dip. I strongly believe that they will come back as well.
Right. What about Indian league? What do you think about the state of Indian football? I recently got a chance to watch 2 matches myself in Bangalore at the stadium. So I watched Bangalore versus Kerala and Bangalore versus Pune, and I enjoyed myself both times. I'm not a football fan, but I enjoyed both those opportunities. So I might actually get into football. I was thinking about getting into it.
Yeah, see, first of all, I'm not qualified to talk on Indian football as I don't play at that level myself. But since this is a friendly conversation between you and me, and since you asked for my opinion, when we talk about Indian football, we must understand that most of us watch the English Premier League.
Right.
Around whoever watches football watches the English Premier League without a doubt. And so if we are to comment on Indian football, we will be comparing obviously to the English League, which is unfair because India is not a sports primary nation, it's an education primary nation. So the infrastructure for sports, the stadiums, the money, the resources, the coaches which are available for sports in other countries are not available in India. Right. Whatever small steps are being taken, for example, Nita Ambani introducing the ISL and all this, these are baby steps. A lot has to be done. There's a long way to go before India can make it where it actually wants to be in the World Cup, FIFA World Cup. It's a long way to go. A lot has to be done. The most difficult barrier is changing the mindset of the people. Parents have to be willing to push their children into sports. That's, I think, the biggest barrier we have in India because India is an education primary country. So, apart from that, a lot of money and resources have to be put into the thing. A lot of backing has to be done. In England, not only in England, in every football powerhouse country, football training, those who go into football start practicing from the age of 5 or 6. They start going to coaching academies. Clubs have various coaching academies. They start going to those coaching academies from the age of 5 or 6. Training starts from their Barcelona's renowned La Masia. Takes kids as early as 5 or 6 years of age. Even in Netherlands, the renowned Ajax academy, they also take children as early as age of 6 to play football. So it's that early. The children who want to be in sports are drilled into sports that early. I don't think anywhere in India children at the age of 6 are drilled into sports like that. So a lot has to change for India to come up as a sports nation, especially in football. Cricket, we are already there among the elite. But if I'm talking about only football, a lot of years, a lot of manpower, a lot of resources has to be put into the game if we are to come anywhere in the world scene.
But would you say that the future is brighter than we originally thought it would be, because the ISL seems to be doing well and there is a growing hunger for football in the country? Would you be positive about the future or negative?
No, they're obviously positive about the future because the ISL seems to have generated a lot of interest. Although I must say what I have felt from seeing recent matches, the interest has diminished compared to the first 2 seasons of ISL. The interest has slightly diminished because I'm seeing empty stadiums these days. Too much of anything is bad. We recently saw the introduction of futsal in Indian sports with legends like Ronaldinho and Ryan Giggs coming over to play. The futsal legend Dunga also had come. No, not Dunga, sorry. Futsal legend Falcao had also participated in. So it was not really a success. People only had come to watch Ronaldinho and Giggs play. They were barely interested in others playing. So too much of football is also bad. But I would definitely say that the future is good. It is going in the right direction.
All right. So let's switch gears now. I wanted to ask you about engineering. So you said you did your BTech and now you're doing your MTech.
Yeah.
Why engineering? Because it's a meme at this point that every Indian student is an engineer. Why did you particularly choose to study engineering and what excites you about it?
See, I've always wanted to be in this field of science in school. I was in my science batches in school. When you go into science, it's either medical or engineer. There's no other option. When you've chosen to be in the science field, it's either engineering or medical. To do pure sciences because I didn't think I could study so much. And to be very frank and honest with you, engineering is the easiest way to in the world. However less it may be, it's the easiest way to make money in the world. I sucked at bio, basically, to be blunt. I sucked terribly at bio. So the only alternative left for me was engineering. So I planned, that is why I went into engineering as such.
So have you because you've jumped directly from college to college, have you given yourself time to explore possibly other careers, or are you still or are you hoping that will happen for you in the next couple of years while you start your first job? And are you excited about becoming a... No?
Right now I'm excited about my new job because Honeywell, I've been lucky to be placed in Honeywell. Is actually one of the foremost companies in the world, chemical engineering companies in the world. I have not had the time to explore other career options.
Right.
I could have if I had followed right from my school days. I could have had a lot of career options. But unfortunately, I went into studies and I could not explore. And after leaving school, I don't think we have that amount of time to explore options, especially once you go into engineering.
Right.
I don't think you have the time. I may be wrong. There may be exceptions, but I don't think there is that much amount of time to explore other career options as such. But yeah, to answer your question, I am excited about my career because I have been lucky to be placed in a good company, and I'm looking forward to the challenges.
So what do you think about the meme that Indian students study engineering and then they find their passion?
Har gali mein engineer hai. That's what my mother says, unfortunately, also. So I don't have an opinion on that as such because it's true. Engineering colleges are plenty, and one, it's easy money. Engineering is the easiest way to earn money. It's guaranteed. However less that amount is, easiest way. So that is why most of the people take up engineering, because there is very little effort that goes into engineering after you get into a college. There's very little effort that goes into engineering. The people who do put in the effort get paid handsomely, but I think it's common knowledge that engineering students lay down most of the times. I'm not generalizing. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not generalizing. There are a lot of people who work their asses off to bettering themselves, to get a better career position, to either go to PhDs or getting a better work life, getting a big company. But the general notion is like we all see, like exam ke pehle ka raat ka padna and all. So there is like the effort to pay ratio is very less. That is a problem, and that is why most students prefer to go into engineering.
I see. So you're in a very interesting position in the sense that you're passionate about your engineering education and working, but you also have a very deep love for football and you play football for fun. So if you had young students in front of you and you had to give them 3 pieces of advice, career advice or education advice, based on your experiences, what would you tell them? What would be your 3 pieces of advice to young students?
In terms of their career or in terms of only education?
In terms of their life. So I think if you had to give the 3 best pieces of advice to remember in life in general, whether it's career or personal or financial or whatever, what would be your 3 main pieces of advice?
I've never really been a preacher, but I answer your question as brief as possible. The first piece of advice would be goal oriented, because ultimately your goals define what you achieve, and what you achieve defines who you are. Second would be make your parents proud, because at the end of the day they are only the people who really matter. They have put in a lot of effort. They have put in a lot of money into making the person you are. Make them proud, and when things really do go bad, they are the only ones who really support you. They are the only ones who are really actually there for you. Unless, of course, you're married, your spouse will also be there. But for young students, your parents are the only one who love you unconditionally and who are actually there for you. So make them proud above anything else. Third would be cautious, work hard, because when life hits, it hits hard and it does not give any warnings. I've experienced that to somewhat of a degree myself. I was saved by my mother, who is a role model in my life. I was saved at the right time by my mother, so I could achieve whatever little I have achieved in my life so far, because when life hits you, it hits you hard. And when life hits you, you will realize that all those who were with you in your good times, maybe 1% will be there in your hard times. All of the friends around you disappear when you actually need them the most. So it's a very, 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 very bad time. It's a very rough time that you get when life actually hits you. You don't want to go through that experience. So I think these are the 3.
I think that's really good. I mean, good, solid general advice. Work hard. Be
I didn't know what else to say. So
that's okay. See, stuff like this is good because it comes directly from the heart, and so know. Absolutely. So anyone who's listening knows that you really mean it, and this is like your life experience that has taught you this. Right?
Exactly.
Very nice. So with that, I come to my last question. This is where like I let you plug whatever you want. Like if you had a business or something you wanted to pitch it. But since you're a student, what can you leave the audience with? The last thought, something, if you want them to watch football more or you want them to watch wrestling more, or where do you want them to direct their attention after listening to your interview?
After listening to my interview, I don't, probably I would tell them, whatever your passion is, follow it more. My passion is football and wrestling. Although I've not had a chance to talk to you about wrestling, we might do that someday.
Yeah, I might just call you back on a regular podcast episode just to talk about wrestling.
Yeah, that actually would be fun, and I would be looking forward to that, because you are one of the only people I know in my contact list who follows wrestling as much as I do.
Yeah.
So talking with you would be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. If ever happens, do contact me. So if I would give to people is whatever is your passion, follow it. If you do like watching football, follow it, because football right now is on the rise. It's getting bigger than ever. Do follow the English Premier League, because there's a lot, and I mean a ridiculous amount of money being put into the game now. The game is getting global, more and more global. So do watch football if you have even the slightest bit of interest. And other than that, just do what you want to do in life. Set goals for yourself and achieve it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nikhil, for taking the time to talk to me.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me on your interview. Thank you so much.
Okay, so just give me a minute. I'll stop recording now.
Okay.